Hi there everyone, so this is not particularly a crafting video or anything like that. It's just actually I want to tell you guys something and I want your opinion on it, or if anyone has experienced the same thing, which I'm pretty sure people have. And I know that there are children out there in different countries that are having much worse than me, so I shouldn't be complaining, but I just want to know what you guys think of it, as like give me an opinion about it. So let's talk about Asian parents. I personally have Asian parents and I'm an Asian child, of course. So I just want to know, what is the difference between discipline and physical abuse? Discipline as in just smacking your child in the bum, regardless of age. Okay, this is what happens in most Asian cultures. Discipline regardless of age. Okay, maybe not like when you're first born, of course not, but you know, maybe up to the toddler age, which is around 3 or 4. So what's the difference between discipline, aka smacking, and physical abuse? Kicking, punching, verbal abuse as well, like cursing, swearing, calling names and all that, right? So I want to tell you a little story. So as you guys probably know, that I finished school, graduated from secondary college, and one of my friends, I consider her as my best friend because we've been in the same form class. Form class is just like where after recess, where everyone goes into a class and someone gets to roll and gets their names ticked off to see like if everyone's here and all that. And I told her, like, is your mom like this and that? Like, is she like cruel to you? Yes, I said the word cruel. And she's like, no, she's really nice and stuff. And I was like, oh, cool. And then she asked me, why did you ask me? Is something wrong happening with your mom? And I was like, no, I'm just asking. And I just gave in. It's like, yeah, actually something's actually happening. This and that and that. And she's like, what? Are you serious? But you don't show it. I'm like, of course I don't want to show it, because I don't want to bring anyone else in my experience of burden, you know. I don't want it to bring anyone down with me with tears and all that, so I hide it the best as I can. Now, I've been experiencing with this cruelness, but really much every day of my life. It stopped when I was 18. Now, 18, that's when you hit adulthood. Like, most of my friends, their parents stopped not abusing, but disciplining them at the age of 16. So from that on, parents start lecturing. But no, mine was very abusive, especially my mom. So now that I'm 19, she lectures, right? So back in the day when I was little, I remember just before going into prep, I remember that she was teaching me addition and subtraction, right? And I didn't really understand because I was still young, and I was like, okay, I'm a playful child. I'm young. I want to go around and play. And she's like, oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. 1 + 1 is blah, 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 blah. And every time I got an equation wrong, she would get so upset with me. Very upset. I remember one time I cried because I was so scared. And she's like, oh, you better get this right or else I'm going to smack you. And I was like so scared, so I rubbed out the wrong answer, and I rubbed it slowly because I was so scared. And as I was counting, she was right there with me, and she grabbed my hand and she stretched out my fingers, and I didn't want to do math anymore, but she forced me to, so she really pulled out my fingers and it really hurt. And she's like, okay, count 1, 2, 3 minus this and that and that. And I finally got the answer right, and she left me alone. So I was like, okay. And then from that on, I remember that I broke my ankle in primary school because we were playing a blind tiggy. You know, when you play tiggy, you run around, but this is blind, so you have to close your eyes and you all that stuff. And yeah, and I broke my ankle, the right one, and like seriously, I broke my ankle, right? So I had this huge cast on, and I had no idea what I did wrong. I came home after from the hospital having an operation. I came home, and I didn't know what I did wrong. And then my mom started being all like aggressive to me, and I was like, what? And she started hitting me, and I had this cuff on, so I couldn't go anywhere. I had to like bear the freaking smacking her and all that. And Dad was like, what are you doing to her? Do you wanna give her another broken ankle or broken leg? What are you doing? So as you can see, my dad pretty much supported me, and my mom really didn't give a shit. So yeah, and then after that, I remember I was still in primary school, maybe around grade 4 or 5. I had to sleep by myself. So this was my first time sleeping by myself, and I was really afraid of the dark. So I didn't really want to, and Dad was like, oh, don't worry, I'll sleep with you until you get used to the dark, because I really loved my dad more than my mom, like, as you would think, the way that she treats me, And one time, Dad forgot to sleep in my bed to keep me safe, because I was so scared of the dark, and I started crying, and I didn't realize that I was crying loud, right? And my mom came over, and she's like, you better shut up, you better go to sleep. Okay, stop crying. You're freaking grade 4 now. Why are you still crying? Why are you still afraid of the dog? Blah, 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 blah. And, oh my gosh, I just kept crying and crying. And then she took out this fly whacker thing, right? And, oh my god, I didn't know what she was going to do. I thought, okay, she's going to whack me. Whatevs, I'm already crying, so I might as well cry louder. And she didn't hit me. She shoved the end of the stick in my mouth. Yeah, you heard me right. She shoved the end of the stick, the fly stick, in my mouth, and she's like, you better shut up. If you don't shut up, I'm gonna push it through your throat. And I was so scared. I mean, like, I forced myself not to cry. I mean, like, I was like, okay, calm down, breathe. And Dad's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing this to her? What the heck? Dad was infuriated with what Mom was doing, like, seriously. At that time, I did have a younger sister. So yeah, she was, I'm not sure how old she was, but she was really young. And yeah, and I was like, oh, I was so scared, so I had to sleep by myself. I forced myself to sleep, and then yeah. So as when you guys are listening to this, right? Can you tell a difference between discipline and physical abuse? Like yeah, so I thought like every Asian like child would go through this, but like talking to my friends sometimes about it, it's like my mom is so cruel compared to other moms. Like seriously. And I remember one time she was so upset, and I think this was in grade 6 a few years ago, quite a long while ago, and she couldn't find her TV remote control, and she's like, Sarah, where's the TV remote control? And I was like, I don't know where it is, you were watching it last night, and she's like, find it! And I was like, okay, because I didn't want to get in trouble, because I know that she'll hit me if I refuse. So I was looking for it. I looked everywhere. I looked under the couches. I looked in the kitchen table just in case. I looked in my room. I looked in my mom's room, and I could not find it. And she was getting so furious. And she's like, you better find it before I kick you. And I didn't think that she would. Like, oh, okay, she's going to pinch me or, like, hit me in the ass or, like, across the face or whatever. And I couldn't find it. And guess what? I was bending over to look again at the couches, and guess what, guys? She kicked me. She kicked me kind of in a way that pushed me towards the sofa and smashed my face. Yeah. What kind of mother kicks their daughter? Are you serious? Like, I've been keeping this inside, bottling it up for, 18 years? Yep. So that's what I go through. And now that I have a younger sister, she's 13 now, and I'm really worried about her because my mom will go nuts on her as well. And thinking that, okay, I'm 19, 18, 19, where's my freedom? I finished school, where's my freedom? Like you promised. I don't get any freedom. She locks me up. Like literally, she doesn't let me go out unless it's like a family event. That's when I go out with the family. Like, can I just go out with my friends? Like, please? No, no, why? And tomorrow I have like a Korean barbecue event with my boyfriend's friends, and she's like, oh, you're not going, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, what the heck? And she's like, oh, it's not that because I don't let you go. I know this. I'm like, oh, look at you now. You're not even letting me go. So what are you talking about? And then she's like, oh, this and all that, blah blah blah. Go to uni, finish uni, and you can do whatever. I'm like, oh, great. So I have another few years to continue uni. So 13 years of my life I've been in school, right? And you don't even let me go out. Keep me locked up in this place. I don't feel like this is even a family. It feels like a criminal place. God, criminal cage. And she just, locks me up. Honestly, I don't even know what the real world is like. I haven't even, experienced a proper job. Except for work experience. I haven't, dealt with people who are, all up on themselves and all that. And so I feel like when I'm going to go out in the real world, I'm not going to know anything about it. No shit at all. So if you think about it, the way that my mom's treating me right now, when she's growing older, I hope that she realizes what she's done. Seriously. And she's like to me, oh, you're so rude, you always talk back, and all this, and all that. Well, look at how you're treating me. You're treating me like a freaking dog, a freaking cow. She literally calls me names. She's like, oh, you cow, you stupid fuck. Oh, why you slut. Blah, 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 blah. She literally puts out her anger on me like I'm cunt. Like some kind of, beanbag to bash. I'm serious, guys. I'm like, oh my god, it's pretty much bullshit. I mean, I'm trying not to cry because every time I mention this, I go into tears. I told my boyfriend about, what happens and stuff, and I literally cried. Because it hurts me so much that how my mom could actually treat me that way. And I understand, maybe back in the day when my grandma was looking after my mom and her sisters, whatever. She has 8 sisters. So it must have been difficult for grandma. So that's what she did. So my mum was brought down like that. But to think now, I mean, are you serious? Not just smacking your child on the butt, but abusing your child. I mean, slapping on the face, kicking on the butt, getting a stick or whacking her in the arm. Got a huge bruise from that. Pinching, and also I remember, guys, I was in a public restroom with my mom, my younger sister, and I. So mom went to the toilet, and I was looking after her, and I went in and whatever, and then went to wash my hands. And those tissue rollers, those big ones, and you just pull it and you rip it off. Well, I pulled it just a little tad too much, and my sister copied me. And mom was like, oh, what are you doing? You're wasting the paper. Look, your sister's copying you already. And she smacked me, and her nails scraped my skin off, and I still have the scar. It's on my left cheek bone near my eye. I still have that there. And I remember that when I walked out of that restroom, straight away my mom met her best friend. So she's like, oh, what happened to your daughter's face? And I'm like, oh, I just fell down because I didn't want to admit that my mom freaking bashed me. And mom's like, oh, I accidentally scratched her face. I'm like, are you serious? What kind of mom does that anyway? How? Explain how you scratched the face. In what way? Were you, trying to scrape something off her face? Or were you slapping her? Or what? You know what I mean? Explanation, please. So, yeah, my mom's just a big bitch, honestly. And there's quite a lot more what she did to me. So basically, I've had, a really shit childhood. But hey, other kids in other countries are starving and all that. So I really can't compare myself to them. And that's her right now. So she better shut the fuck up, because I really don't care anymore. Last time, just before, me and her were arguing, and I was just like, shut up, I don't give a fuck. And she's like, oh, you're telling me to shut up now, how rude you are. And all this and that. And I was like, I don't give a shit, man. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon. Leave a comment on what about you think about this. Tell me the difference between discipline and verbal and physical abuse. Alright, thanks. Bye. Happy holidays.